When you turn 18 in Israel, you have to report here, a conscription center. Military service is mandatory for most men and women in the country. Most adults have to serve in the military for up to 30 months. There are various exemptions, like for Ultra-Orthodox Jews who do not need to report here, but that's about to change. The Supreme Court has just ruled against a decades-old exemption. Most people agree. The majority of Israelis say it's time to reduce exemptions and for the ultra-Orthodox community to do more. They hope this would reduce the burden on everyone else.
I'm a reservist. I can't do 4 months of reserve service minimum. It's impossible, and that's happening.
Massive protests against the conscription of ultra-Orthodox Jews have been turning violent in Jerusalem. To them, enlistment means a secular way of life, contradicting their religious commitments. The Supreme Court ruling puts the government in a dilemma. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's ultra-Orthodox coalition partners have threatened to quit his government if their community is conscripted. And yet, society at large, most voters and the opposition parties would endorse such a change.
Everyone has to be recruited to the army. If before it was a moral principle, now it is an existential imperative. The recruitment bill is a great test for the coalition, because if it continues to prioritise keeping the coalition together over the needs of the army, the government may collapse.
This is Mea Shearim, one of Jerusalem's ultra-Orthodox neighborhoods. It's rare to get permission to film here. We are just a few kilometers from Parliament, but a world away from that secular life. The days here are focused on closely following Jewish religious law, traditions, and prayer. It's how more than 1 million Israelis live, around 13% of the population. Yudel Hirsch wants to keep it that way. He's been at every protest against Orthodox conscription, he says, and reckons there's no way the government could enforce it.
They can impose criminal sanctions on people, but they are not going to go into neighborhoods. They don't have enough room in prisons now. With 60,000 yeshiva students ready to go to jail, you can shut down the state.
That 60,000 he mentioned are conscription-aged ultra-Orthodox men. 3,000 of them should be drafted immediately, according to the Attorney General. But will they? Avi Sagi is an academic with a focus on Israeli military ethics. He says nothing will happen during the current summer recess, but the government coalition won't be able to delay the issue much longer than that.
This may lead sooner or later to elections. We are at the cusp of a total change of the societal balance of power in Israel. What used to be will no longer be able to pass, is my estimation, because Israeli society got on its back feet and said, enough is enough. We cannot live this way.
Here in Mea Shearim, Yudel Hirsch says Jewish religious law is incompatible with fighting for the secular Israel state. He says men here will not do that, no matter the consequences for them or the country.